Okay. All right. So yes, good afternoon to all of you. So we're really glad to have you back this week. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that some of you, if you like to turn on your video, that would be nice. At least I can see your face.
That would be nice.
Oh, there is some lag. Grace and Jamie, can you hear the lag?
Yes. I think
Okay.
if we are using iPad is a little bit.
Yeah, I can feel the lag also. Is it because we turn on the video? Okay, I think no worries.
Also some reasons for that, because every time if I turn on my video, it's difficult for me to access other things. Yeah.
Okay. So okay, so I'll leave it open whether you all want to turn the video on or to turn it off. Hi Kasuni, I could see you. Yeah, great. All right. So let me begin and let me just share my slides. Just give me a moment. Oops. Sorry. Okay. Can you see the slides?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let me just do some adjustment over my end. Just give me a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're almost there.
I think you got to put the slides.
Yeah. I just realized that I have my annotation. Just give me a moment. Okay. All right, so there we are. And okay, so as usual, we will start off with our good afternoon songs, all right, to begin. And like last week, I'm going to sing it to the tune of Happy Birthday, all right? So if you like, you can also join me. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, my dear friends. I'm glad to see you. Okay, so for the second song, just like last week, it would be nice if you could wave back at me and also help me when I say hello, how are you?
King, you are muted.
Am I okay now?
Yeah.
Oh, how did I get myself muted? Okay. All right. All right. Looking through the window, who do I see? I see children waving at me. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
I'm fine, thank you. All right. So let's move along. Okay, so today, just like every week, we will have opportunities to listen, to speak, and to read, all right? And then with that, we hope that you can also write better. All right, so last week, if you recall, we talked about the present tense. And I did mention that the tense of the verb actually tell us something about the time or timing of that action or event. All right, so last week we talked about the present tense, and this week we are going to follow up with the past tense. And in particular, we are talking about the simple past tense, past continuous tense, and the past perfect tense. All right. And then we will also have an opportunity to look at a picture and use that picture to have a little conversation. All right. We'll talk about the picture. And then from there, we will develop a short composition. And we will also have the chance to read it aloud. Okay, so let's talk about the past tense, okay? And we start off with the simple past tense. The simple past tense is used when we want to talk about things or actions or events that happen in the past. All right, it's already over. So as an example, if it is raining right now, we say it is raining. All right. But if we are talking about a rain that has happened yesterday, it's already over, then we say it rained yesterday. All right. So the action had already happened. Most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, okay, the verb in the past tense usually ends with ed. All right, usually, most of the time, but not always, as I would point out later. So we'll take a look at some examples, and you will notice in these various examples, the ending is actually ed. However, if you look harder, all right, you look at it carefully, you may notice that although they all end with ed, there are actually some spelling rules that apply. So say, for example, if the present tense verb ends with an e, such as live, stare, all right, they end with an e. Since there is already an e, all we need to do is to add a d, all right? So the past tense becomes lived and stared. If, however, the verb ends with a vowel and a y, I'm sure you might recall what is a vowel. Can someone tell me what is a vowel? What are the vowels in the alphabet? Can someone help me there? What are the vowels?
A, E, I, O, U.
Very good. Thank you. A, E, I, O, U. So you notice that in these two examples, stay, play, it ends with a vowel plus a Y. In this case, you notice that the past tense is made up of just adding ed. All right. So stayed, played. But if the last two letters of the word, all right, one is a consonant, all right, in other words, any letter other than A, E, I, O, U, plus a Y, okay, so in this case, R-Y, T-R-Y, so it ends with a consonant plus a Y, carry, also an R and a Y, you will have to change the Y into I, all right, and then add ed, so tried, carried. Okay, so so far I think we are still good with that, right? Okay, so moving along. Okay, what happened if we have a one syllable word such as nod? All right, we nod our head. All right, we rip open, the bag. All right, nod, rip. These are one syllable words, and it has got a vowel. All right, and ending with a consonant. All right, a vowel ending with a consonant. Here as well, rip, I is a vowel, P is a consonant. In cases like that, we would double the consonant, all right, and add ed. So nod become nodded, he nodded his head, all right. They ripped open their bags, okay, all right. One more, okay, another spelling rule that may come in useful. What happens if it's not a one-syllable word? It's a two-syllable word, all right? For example, excel, prefer, all right? Oh, sorry, it looks like Actually, it should be prefer. Okay, the F was cut off. 2 syllables. All right, and it ends in with a single consonant. In this case, L and R. In cases like that, we double the final consonant and add ed. So excel becomes excelled. All right, prefer, preferred. All right, so double R, double L, and then we add ed. Okay, so those are some spelling rules. But if you may react and say, oh dear, how am I going to remember all these spelling rules? To be very honest with you, I also cannot remember all the spelling rules. Okay, so how do I then learn to spell? Well, goes back to the same principle. The more you read, all right, the more familiar you become and the better you get. All right. Okay, so all these examples that you have seen here, the past tense ends with ed. All right, and we call this regular verbs. Let's take a look, all right, at a simple exercise. Okay, so maybe you can just shout out the answer. If the present tense, all right, I will read the present tense. Can you tell me what is the past tense? All right, the first one, answer.
Answered.
Answered, all right, at ed. Miss. I missed the bus.
Missed.
Missed, all right, missed. It's not very loud, missed. All right, at ed as well. Nail.
Nailed.
Nailed. Yeah, that's right. All right, we add ed again. Print. Printed. All right, also adding an ed. All right, printed. All right, next one. Amuse. Amused. Amused. All right, and you notice this ends with a e, so we don't add another e to it. All right, we just add a d. Amused. Annoy. Annoyed. All right. Annoyed. All right, at ed. Mix. Mixed. All right, mixed. Okay. Name. Named. Right, named. All right, the e is already there, so we just add a d. All right, so that's quite simple. All right, so what we have said so far is that in most cases, when the past tense verbs is usually, it looks like that, we add the ed to it, and we call this regular verbs. All right, but some past tense verbs do not have this. This rule doesn't apply to every present tense verbs. Okay, so here, for example, you notice give, the past tense is gave. Run, ran. Have, had. See, saw. Hold, held. Get, got. All right, so it doesn't go with an ed, and we call these verbs irregular verbs. All right, and some of the verbs, they look, whether it's present tense or past tense, is actually the same word. For example, eat. All right, eat, put, shut. Another example could be cut. Yet another example, read. All right, let me check whether you remember. I used the example read last week. The present tense is read. The past tense, how do you read that?
Read.
Read. Yes, same spelling, R-E-A-D, but it's pronounced read. All right, okay. So there we have it. Okay, so we look at some of the past tense verbs that do not end with an ed. Okay, maybe we could read together sentence by sentence. Let's start with the first sentence. Everybody?
I went to watch a movie. I went to watch a movie yesterday.
Very good.
I didn't make a single mistake in my yesterday we all were at grandmother's place. He learned all the spellings by heart.
Very good. Okay. Can I ask you one question? All right. Here we say, I went to watch a movie yesterday. That's the past tense, went. What is the present tense of went? Present tense. This is past tense, right? I went to watch a movie yesterday. So past tense. If it's present tense, all right, not yesterday, will be I went. No, no, no. We add ed only. Or, sorry. Oh, yes. Very good. I hear an answer there. I go. I go. So for example, I change this sentence. All right. Instead of past tense, I change it to present tense. Maybe I go to watch a movie today, let's say. Okay. So present tense of went is go. Didn't. All right. Now all these are past tense. Okay. Didn't. All right. Which stands for did not. What is the present tense of did not? Don't. Very good. Don't. All right. Which is short a short form for do not. I don't or I do not. All right. Okay. We were all at grandmother's place. Were. What is the present tense of were? Assuming we are not talking about yesterday. Huh? Are. Yes, are. We all are at grandmother's place now. Okay, present tense. You notice I'm doing the reverse now. Instead of changing from present tense to past tense, I'm getting you to think about what's the present tense. Okay, I was not well.
I am not well.
Yes, I am not well now. Okay. A dash read an interesting story last night. So if it's present tense, it will be read. Is it read? No. Can someone give me a correct answer? No, not read, because read is a past tense. A dash. A dash. Remember, a dash is one person. A dash. Anything that is, if your subject is singular, only one your verb in present tense should always have an S. A dash reads an interesting story. You remember that? Yeah, last week we talked about that. All right, he learned all the spellings by heart. If it's present tense, it will be he learns. Very good. Learns. Learns. Okay. I just want to highlight. All right. Sometimes the past tense of learn is learned. All right. Just like what you see here. But sometimes it is spelled with ed. Learned. Okay. Is it wrong? No, it's not wrong. It's just a preference. Mostly if we use British English, all right, British, we use learned. If it's American English, typically they use learned, Learned, all right, just to highlight to you that both are acceptable. Okay, so let's take a few more examples, all right. Past tense of sing is?
Singed.
Is that right? Is it sing? Do you add an ed? You sing a song. What's the past tense of sing? Anybody? Uditya?
Sang.
Sang. Yeah, we sang a happy birthday song, all right, yesterday. Sang. Ride, what's the past tense of ride? Ride a bicycle?
Right. Road.
Road. All right. Okay. So these are past tense that doesn't end with an ed. These are additional examples. Throw. All right. I throw away. Past tense of throw is
Throw.
any guess?
Throw.
Through. Okay. Throw. All right. I throw that away. I throw the book away. All right. I threw the book away yesterday. All right. Through. All right. See. What's the past tense of saw? Yes. All right. Not seed. No. All right. Saw. Break. What's the past tense of break? Broke. Excellent. Okay, broke. Okay, so you can see these are additional examples of verbs whereby the past tense doesn't end with an ed. All right, so just be aware. All right, and use the correct past tense. Okay, now this exercise is interesting because we are asked to fill in the blanks with the past form of the verbs, all right, to complete a story. And this past tense of the verb that you are going to use can be formed by adding ed or not ed. It can be something else, all right? So let's try this out, okay? It's a combination, all right. Let me read, all right, and then you give me the answer. I will read sentence by sentence. One hot day, a thirsty crow blank all over the fields looking for water. What is the past tense of fly? Flew. Okay, flew. Very good. Okay, a thirsty crow flew all over the fields looking for water. For a long time, he blank not find any. He what not find any? Okay, can is the present tense. What is the past tense of can? Could. All right, he could not find any. All right, so he couldn't find any water. He blank. All right, very weak. What's the past tense? Felt. Very good. Felt. He felt very weak. All right, past tense of feel. Almost blank. Lost all hope. Very good. Present tense is lose. Past tense is lost. Suddenly, he blank a water jug below the tree. Saw. Yes. All right. Just now we used that example. All right. See, saw. Okay. He flew. Yes. We already used this once, right? Yes. He flew straight down to see if there, okay, present tense is be, any water inside. Okay. This is a verb to be. Is a verb to be. Been. Good try, but no.
Was.
Yeah. All right. To see if there was any water inside. All right. Verb to be is things like was, were. All right. Is, are, am. Those are verbs to be. All right. The past tense is was. Then he found. Okay. Very good. He found some water inside the jug. The crow tried to push his head into the jug. Sadly, he found. Yes, he found that the neck of the jug. Come again, what's the answer here? Was too narrow. Well done. Then he tried to push the jug to tilt for the water to flow out. But the jug Was too heavy. All right. Okay. Verb to be again. Was too heavy because it's one jug. Huh? Was. The crow. Okay. Present tense is think. What's the past tense? The crow blanked for a while. Yeah, I heard the answer. Thought. The crow thought for a while. All right. Then looking around, he he saw some pebbles. Okay. He blank picking up the pebbles one by one. Start is present tense. So what's the past tense of start? I heard the correct answer somewhere. Started. All right. At ed, he started picking up the pebbles one by one, dropping each into the jug. As more and more pebbles filled. Very good. Filled. All right. Filled the jug. The water level kept rising. Well done. Kept rising. Present tense, keep. All right. Past tense, kept. Soon, eat. So, to be was. All right. So it was high enough for the crow to drink. Thus, his plan. Past tense will be with ed. All right. Worked. His plan worked. Okay. Yeah. So this exercise is interesting because it combines past tense ending with ed, but it also contains a number of additional examples of irregular verbs that don't end with ed. All right, such as find, found. All right, think, thought. Another good one is what else? Yeah, feel, felt, and so on. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, so now let's move along. All right, and we have just talked about simple present tense. Let's take a look at, sorry, did I say simple present tense? No, simple past tense. All right, so now let's take a look at past continuous tense. Okay, now when do we use past continuous tense? We use it to describe actions or events which started in the past, but it was still going on when another event occurred. So I give an example here. Amaya was doing her homework when I visited her yesterday. So the first action is doing her homework. All right. Amaya's action. The second event that happened was I visited her. Okay. So when I visited her, all right, she was still doing her homework. So we use past continuous tense. All right. Amaya was doing her homework when I visited her yesterday. Now, how do we form a past continuous tense? All right. We use the verb to be. Remember verb to be? It will be things like is, are, was, were, am. But because we are talking about past tense now, all right, it's a past continuous tense, we use either was or were, all right, the past tense, was or were. And we add the base verb, add an ing. So, for example, he was reading, all right? We'll take a look at more examples later. Okay, so when do we decide to use was or were? Well, if the subject is I, he, she, it, or any singular subject, singular meaning one, okay, then we use was. So I was singing, all right. Amanda was playing, all right. But if the subject is you, we, and they, or any plural subject, for example, the boys, all right, many boys were reading, all right, the boys were going to school. Okay, so we use were, all right. So I think this is quite clear, we take a look at some examples. Okay, let us read these examples together, shall we? Number one, I
was reading a novel.
I was reading an hour.
was reading a
We-
novel. Okay, good. Number two,
We were
Basketball.
playing basketball.
very good. Number three,
He
He was fighting with his friends.
he was fighting with his friends. Okay, good. Four,
She
He
was
was becoming a good actor.
very good. She was
They were
becoming a good actor.
They were
They were breaking a coconut.
Okay, good. Number six,
A man
A
was
man was reading a poem.
okay, all right. And number seven,
Who was forgetting a Facebook password.
very good. You were forgetting. All right. Number eight,
The mixer was noising.
yeah, this is yeah, the mixer was noising. What it means is the mixer was making a loud noise. All right. Okay. Number nine.
He was going to the market.
Okay. So this is a short form for was not. All right. When you shorten, combine them together, we say wasn't. He wasn't going to the market. All right. He was not going to the market. All right. And the last one.
We were talking with my friends.
We weren't talking with my friends. Again, it's a short form. It stands for were not. We were not talking. We weren't talking. All right. So you notice when to use was and when to use were. All right. If it's singular, all right, verb or pronoun. Sorry, did I say singular verb? Singular subject. All right, or pronoun. We will use was. If it's many, all right, they. All right, we, for example, the girls, the boys, then we use were, all right, and then we add ing to the base verb. So that is past continuous tense, all right. So a quick simple exercise, all right, let's make this into past continuous tense. What do you think? I blank when Granny came home.
I was sleeping when Granny came home.
I was sleeping when Granny came home. Well done. All right. Sarah blank to
Was
her
talking. Sarah was talking to her twin brother who lives overseas.
all right. Sarah was talking to her twin brother who lives overseas. All right. Number three, together, shall we?
It was raining heavily, so we did not
It
go
was
outside.
raining heavily, so did not outside.
Very good. All right. It was raining heavily. All right. So we didn't get outside. Number four, we
We were racing to the fence when I fell.
very good. All right. We were racing to the fence when I fell. And the last one,
They were living in
They living in Columbus.
yes, they were living in Colombo since 2016. Yeah, well done. All right. So, okay. All right. For this exercise, I think we simplify it a little bit. All right. You focus on the past continuous tense. Forget about which picture it belongs to. All right. Let's take number one. He the guitar when his mom came home. What is the past continuous tense?
was playing.
He was playing. All right. He was playing the guitar. Good. Martin blank.
Was copying his
Copy.
Martin was copying his classmates' homework when the teacher saw him. All right. Was copying. All right. My sister blank when she came home from
was
school.
crying. Was crying.
Crying.
My
Very
sister was crying
My
when she
sister
came
was
home from
good.
crying when she
Good.
come.
Yes, when she came home from school. All right. A bad boy blank a younger student after school.
A bad boy was bullying a younger student after school.
Teachers, I came.
Am I back? I think I lost my connection.
Yay.
Okay, let me see if I could. Oops. Okay, can you see the screen now?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, good. I'm so sorry. I think I lost the connection earlier on. Okay, so let's do number 5, day. All right, if it's day, that means many, all right? Many people. So was or were?
Were
Were. They were
They
having.
were having dinner at home last night.
Yes, they were having. All right. And number 6, my mom blank the violin.
was practicing.
Well done. Was practicing. Yeah, my mom was practicing the violin at night last night. The students blank when the principal arrived.
The students were fighting when the principal arrived.
Very good. The students were fighting, all right, when the principal arrived. Number 8, they blanked their cell
They were
phones in
using
class
their
yesterday.
cell phones in class yesterday.
Okay, they were using, all right. Okay, number 9, he graffiti when the teacher saw him.
When the teacher saw him.
Yes, all right, he was spraying graffiti, all right. And number 10, John blank
John
on the
was
exam.
cheating on the exam.
Yes, John was cheating. All right, John, one person, so was, and then add ing to the verb cheat. All right, was cheating. Well done. Okay, so let me see. Okay. So we have talked about simple past tense. We talked about past continuous tense. Let's very quickly move on to past perfect tense. Okay. When do we use past perfect tense? When we want to show that an action or event was already finished when another past event happened. Now, earlier on, I used the example, Amaya was doing her homework when I visited her yesterday. All right. And that's because she was still doing her homework when I visited her, the second event. All right. But if when I visited her, she has already completed her homework, already done. All right. Then we use past perfect tense. Amaya had done her homework when I visited her yesterday. Okay. That's past perfect tense. Okay, the action not only started, but has completed when a second event took place. Okay, so here, all right, it's even easier than before because you don't even have to decide whether to use was or were. You just remember you have to use had for past perfect tense, plus a past participle. Okay, for example, had done, had written, had eaten. Okay. I believe the last lesson I did talk about past participle. Okay, so we'll take a look at some more examples here. All right. Okay, so let's read these examples together. All right, in past perfect tense. I
had
let's read together, shall we? I had
washed the dishes before you came here.
all right.
They
Number
had
two.
studied very hard before the examination.
Well done.
He
Number
had
three.
gone
He
when
had
she
gone
became
when
ill.
she became
I
I had
not
not washed the dishes until you come home. The
You
winner
came
had
home.
crossed the finishing line before others did.
Okay.
And he arranged a meeting with them before they asked for it.
Okay. Well done. So you notice that in all these examples, there are two actions or two events. All right. The first action has already been completed. All right, before the second event happened. So a good example like number 5, the winner had crossed the finishing line before the others did. All right, so yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at a simple exercise. All right, the first one is already done for us. I had met him before he left the country. All right, remember we are using past perfect tense now. Past perfect tense using had followed by the past participle. I had met. All right, try this second one here. She blank food before I came.
She had cooked food before I came.
Okay, all right. All right, she had food before I came. After Tom blanked his work, he went to dinner.
After Tom had finished his work, he went to dinner.
Well done. All right. Yes, good. Next one. I blanked the station before the train
I
arrived.
had reached the station before the train arrived.
Yes, I had reached. All right. So you notice it's just everyone is the same. All right. We use HAD, had. All right. They blank there.
They had lived there for many years before they moved to another place.
Very good. All right. They had lived there for many years before they moved to another place. Well done. Okay. Let me just make sure that, okay, let us move on to this next exercise. Okay, also using past perfect tense. In other words, using had plus the past participle. All right. The fire blank the roof by the time the fireman came or arrived.
The fire reached the roof by the time the fireman arrived.
Well done. The fire had already reached. All right, ED had already reached. Joe Smith went to prison because he blank a lot of money.
Joe Smith went to prison because he had stealed a lot of money.
Okay, so this one is new to us. Steal, you know the meaning of steal, right? Okay, you take things that don't belong to us. He steal is a present tense. The past tense is stole, S-T-O-L-E. The past participle is stolen, stolen. So the correct answer should be Joe Smith went to prison because he had stolen a lot of money. All right, so a new word that we learned here. Helen went to bed after she blanked her favorite TV program.
She had watched her favorite TV program.
Well done. All right, had watched. My father bought the new car after he blanked it a few times.
He had bought the new car after he had tried it a few times.
Yeah, had tried. All right. By the time Sonia got to the party, everyone blank dancing.
By the time Sonia
got to the party, everyone had begun dancing.
Okay, good try there, but it's not correct. Okay, had is correct. Everyone had. Okay, the present tense is begin, past tense is began, The past participle is begun, had begun. All right. So this is another new one that we try. Okay. So try to remember some of these new past participles that we learned. Like just now, stolen. This one's begun. Lorenzo blank all the ice cream before I opened the fridge.
Lorenzo had ate all the ice cream before I opened the fridge.
Okay. Try again. Eat past tense is ate. What is the past participle? Eat, ate, eaten. Eaten, that's right. He had eaten. Lorenzo had eaten all the ice cream. Okay. There was a lot of snow outside because it blank earlier in that day. Yeah, it had snowed. Snowed, right? Had snowed. Beatrice didn't pass the test because she
Had not studied.
very good. Because
Had
she
not
had
to
not
study.
studied at all. Okay. All right.
Had is not studied.
Very good. Okay. So we have talked about past tense in the last more than half an hour. Now let us move along and let's take a look at a picture. All right. Okay, this is picture composition. We'll start with something very easy first. There are helping words given here. So let's complete this short composition using the helping words. Okay, so you can maybe, okay, I think for this one, we can do it together. All right, let's do it together. In June, we went to a
Village.
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 Okay, where my
Grandmother
where my grandmother
She
lives.
She has a farm.
She has a farm. On her farm, there are many
Many
animals.
animals, and there are
There are
two
Two horses,
and
two
a
horses,
cat,
a
cat.
cat
A cat.
with its
kittens, three
kittens.
Two
Yeah, with its that's right.
three
All right, the young
dogs,
of the
Three
cat.
dogs.
3
one
dogs. Well done. One
hen,
One hen.
as well as a
as well as a
and
cockerel.
As well as
and a cow.
Cockerel. And a cow. Okay.
And a
Every
cow.
morning,
Every morning
feeds
she
her animals
feeds her
with
animals
hay
With
or
hay. Wow, well done. Okay. Or
milk.
Milk.
Drink
Milk.
water
from a pond.
From a pond on the farm. Well
on the
done.
farm.
Okay. Let me just read it through once together. All right. In June, we went to a village where my grandmother lives. She has a farm. On her farm, there are many animals. There are 2 horses, a cat with its kittens, 3 dogs, 1 hen, as well as a cockerel, and a cow. Every morning, she feeds her animals with hay or milk. They drink water from a pond on the farm. Okay, so this is a very simple exercise, okay, where the helping words are given. Now, let us try something else, all right? We're going to talk about recess. I need to check with you all. In school, do you all use the term recess? Can I check? What's recess? Do you all know? During your school hours, do you have break time where you can go and eat some food? Can I check whether you have this? Anybody in your school? Is there a time when you all where lessons stop? The teachers will stop teaching and say, okay, now you can go out, you can eat some food, or maybe, play with your friends. Is this practice in Sri Lanka? May I know?
Yes, it's interval time.
Yes. Okay. Do we call it recess or is it called by a different term?
Yeah, not recess. We call it as interval.
Interval. Very good. Okay. Yes, thank you. Okay, because different countries use different terms. In America, I think sometimes they call it interval. They also can call it a break. Yeah. And what do y'all call the place where the children take their food, where they can buy some food? Is it called a canteen or is it called a tuck shop?
Yes,
May I
canteen.
know what is
Canteen.
canteen? Ah, okay, okay, thank you. So it's an interval, the right, recess or interval, and where you all will be able to buy some food. Maybe let me check one more thing. Do children buy the food from the canteen or do they all bring their own food in Sri Lanka?
It's depend.
It depends. So both
Yeah.
are possible, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Thanks. Yeah, I just need to understand the difference in the differences in different countries. Okay, so here, okay, we have a picture. Let's just talk about the picture in general. Okay, let's take a look at the first picture. What do you see here? Anybody? Just buy food, okay, and you can see that there are many children, right? Okay, okay, and yes, somebody want to say something? Okay, so they are queuing up. What are they buying? Can you see?
Noodles.
Noodles. All right, yeah, noodles. Who is in the front of the queue? Is it a girl or a boy? Can you tell?
Girl.
Looks like a girl, right? Okay, so let's take a look at the second picture. This is the same girl here. What happened here? What do you think might have happened? Suddenly, what do we see here? Somebody?
Two
Yeah.
girls jump the
Ah,
line.
okay, jump the line. Yes, very good. Okay, probably two boys here. Yeah.
Student in the queue.
Yes, they jump the queue, all right, they cut the queue, and you can see even the facial expression of the seller. Can you see here? She was smiling to the girl. Look at this facial expression here. Do you think this seller is pleased with these two boys?
Angry.
Angry, yeah, probably quite angry with the two boys, all right, for cutting the queue. All right, so how do you think this little girl here feel? She was the one in the front. How do you, huh? Angry, right? Yes, she was angry, all right?
She have a angry or sad?
Sorry?
Sad.
She was sad, yeah, maybe, yeah, sad because now she's no longer the first in the line. Instead, all right, these two boys, these two children.
How to
Sorry? Someone say something? Okay, so she was sad. She was probably angry. Do you think she would have told the two boys off? She might have. She might have. Okay, but you can see from the facial expression, the two boys don't care about her. All right, the two boys continue to want to buy their food. Okay, what do you see in the fourth picture here? Who do you think this person is?
Teacher.
The teacher
Yeah,
is.
I think so too. Yeah, I think it's the teacher. Okay.
The teacher is furnished to these two boys.
Oh, okay. So maybe the teacher is punishing the two boys. Huh? Okay. How would the teacher got to know about this?
Teacher give advice.
Come again?
Teacher gives advice.
Oh, the teacher gave advice. Ah, okay, very good. Okay, possibly, yes, possibly giving advice to the two boys. What do you think she would advise them? What would she tell them?
Not jump Line.
Yeah, don't jump the line. All right. Okay, you must wait for your turn. Yeah, very good. Okay, so here we can see, all right,
And teacher,
when we, yes,
and don't be naughty.
don't be naughty. Yeah, don't be naughty. That's true. Okay, good. So in a composition here, okay, what is the setting? What do we call this place? Where did it happen? Where did this story happen?
In a canteen.
In the
Canteen.
In the canteen. Well
In the
done. In the
canteen.
canteen. Yes. And who are the characters? Yeah, in the
Two
canteen.
boys.
Who are the
Two
characters
boys.
involved?
Two boys and
The
one
girls
girl.
and the two
Two
boys.
boys
Okay.
and one girl.
Okay.
Two
All
boys
right.
and one girl.
Yeah,
two
there's two
boys,
boys. There's this
one
girl.
girl.
There are also other children. Who else?
Sailor.
The
The
teacher.
seller. Okay, good. And the teacher. All right. So different characters. So what is the problem? Do you think?
The two boys is
The boys jump
jumping
in
in
the
the line.
That's right. All right. The two boys jump the line or jump the
Jump the line.
queue. All right. And what is the solution? What happened at the end?
The teacher is punished to the two boys.
Okay. The teacher punished the two boys. The teacher, I think earlier on you all mentioned, may have given him advice or given them advice. Yeah. Not to jump the queue. Yep. Good. All right. So the theme of this story is about not jumping the line. All right. So
Teacher,
hey,
and don't be naughty.
and don't be naughty. Yes, yes. All right. It's very rude actually. All right, to jump the line. So here we have a simple composition. Let me read through once. All right, very quickly, and then we will invite a few of you to read. On Tuesday morning, Jane was queuing up in the school canteen. She wanted to buy a bowl of noodles at her favorite store. She was going to place her order when it was her turn. Two boys shoved her aside and jumped the queue. Jane told them to queue up, but they ignored her. She reported them to the teacher and she reprimanded them. They learned that everyone should wait in line and not jump the queue. All right. Meaning of shoved is pushed. All right. Push her aside. Reprimanded is another word for scolded them. All right. Reprimanded them. Okay. So, oops, sorry. Let me go back. Okay. So let us, okay, we are running short of time. So let's just have two persons to read through the story. Maybe we can read by paragraph. Each person take just one short paragraph. Here, one person, second person, third person. Okay, can we have 3 volunteers here? Can I? Anybody? Uditya, is it? Uditya, okay, you go first. First paragraph, second paragraph. Who has? Sorry? Omef, is it? Omef, okay. The third paragraph, can we have, let's have someone else.
Yeah, the last paragraph we will give to Danidu.
Okay, good. Okay, so let's start. Is it Uditya?
On Tuesday morning, Jane was queuing up in the school canteen.
Good. Queuing up. All right, queuing up. Good, good try. All right, the next person. Omef?
She wanted to buy a bowl of noodles at her favorite stall.
So,
She was going to place her order when it first was her turn. Two boys shoved her aside and jumped a queue.
very good. Okay, and the third person?
Jane told them queue up, but they ignored her. She reported them to the teacher and she reprimand them, they learned that everyone should wait in lines and not jump the queue.
Well done. Very good. All right. All of you read so well. Good pacing. Yeah. Clear. Yeah. So again, once again, this word is read shoved, and this word is read as reprimanded. All right. Good. All right. So I think the next teacher probably is already waiting for all of you. So I think let me first of all, okay. Okay, let's just end very quickly with our goodbye song as usual. Can we just sing together? Yes.
It is time. It's time to say goodbye. Our English
Goodbye.
is over. See you all again.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
See you all once.
See you all once again. All right. So I see you next week. All right. Let me stop share. So yes, Reverend, I will hand the session back to you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you,
And I'll take
teacher
leave now.
Saiki. Yeah,
Most
it was a very
welcome.
interesting lesson. The
Oh,
very
great.
the difficult grammar parts you have taught in a very simple way. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, teacher.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, teacher. Goodbye, teacher.
පුතේ 6-7 පන්ති ඉවරයි. ඔයාලට ඕන නම් ඊළඟ පන්තිට ඉන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් අපි ඊළඟට 8-9 පන්තිය ආරම්භ කරනවා.